Your financial partners, Don and Gino.
I want to thank you for joining us every Thursday. That's right, every Thursday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. right here on your hometown station. That's right, your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. And we have with us, instead of Gino Fronti, we actually let him go for good behavior, helping people with their dreams of home ownership, and he's now off camping this weekend. So we have actually a really good replacement, somebody who really knows what they're talking about. Mr. Dennis Kotzman, one of our top mortgage planners right here from Cherry Creek Mortgage. Hey, Dennis, you're laughing.
I know. I can't believe you say that with a straight face.
I know, huh? We'd love to have you join us in our new beautiful Vault Media Studios right here at Cherry Creek Mortgage. We built it for you because now we have the ability to have 3 cameras that give you a little close-up view of what's going on here as we're describing these very important things of your life, whether it's financial or personal. Remember, our goal is to guide you to personal and financial wellness, and we've enjoyed doing that now for 3.5 years. You can go to donandgino.com. It's that simple, donandgino.com. There's a wealth of information there, but click on the Listen and Chat Live button. You'll see us live. This is a live show. That's why you get all the Don Getling bloopers. That's a guarantee. And on there is a lot of great information. You click on you'll see our shows right there on the page. You'll see a blog site about what we're working on. We're very proud, by the way, and Shannon's going to jump on this. I have to re-announce that we pushed a vet campaign. We do this thing called the Boot Campaign, which helps support our vets because our government doesn't have the means to support our vets the way they need to when they come back wounded, and almost all vets come back wounded from war, whether it's physical or mental, and we don't have the means. So we're very proud to be part of what's called the Boot Campaign. And a portion we helped donate to the Boot Campaign. But another program we did was called the Pushups for Charity. It was an event that we spearheaded with the gym we talk about, which is Afterburn Fitness, and a few other great professionals in town. And we pushed hard. Our goal is to raise $20,000 at the Boot Campaign and be one of the top donators in the nation. And we're very proud to say that everybody got behind it so hard that the drum roll, please. Cherry Creek Mortgage and Afterburn Fitness and our crews out here in Santa Clarita, and a lot of you supported us to be the number one by leaps and margins donators in the nation. Our goal was $20,000. We hit $38,000. How about that, Dennis?
And we felt every one of those
push-ups.
Yes.
I know.
We felt every one of those dollars.
Yeah. Yes, we did. I did 121 push-ups in 90 seconds. How about that for an old guy?
Okay, but wait a minute. You are kind of sugarcoating that a little bit because you were what? Number 1?
Okay.
Come on.
Not bad.
You can say it. I'll say it for you. Don was the top push-up getter in 90 seconds.
Stud muffin.
Not bad for an old guy, huh? My trainer wasn't happy. He did 120. But we did a great job. What's really cool is, and we're bringing this up because we're really behind our vets, and a lot of you are, and luckily this community is. What's really cool is by raising $30,000 plus, it's combined with a lot of other vet campaigns like Wounded Warriors and so forth, and we team up together, and now because we've raised the $30,000, the other groups have raised $30,000 combined, we now are able to hand the keys to a home mortgage-free to a wounded vet. And we get to do that. Are we doing that at the concerts in the park?
Yeah, August 30th.
August 30th. We actually get to hand the keys to a wounded vet mortgage-free.
I personally, I can't wait for that day.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that is going to be so awesome. And I hope a lot lot of people will show up, really.
I mean, one is Boogie Nights, one of the funnest nights of the day.
Right.
I know I'll be in I'll have my fro on, I'll have my heels on, and my polyesters. Just that. Wait, I don't mean to scare you. Sorry. But you should show up August 30th, the Boogie Nights, and watch Cherry Creek Mortgage, Afterburn Fitness, and a lot of great people and professionals hand the keys to a mortgage-free home to a wounded vet that put his life on the line for all of us, and that's a great thing. So thank you for letting me share that.
Yep.
Myles, thank you for that time, because I know we need to talk about comfort keepers, in-home care, and elder care, and it's something that is becoming more and more needed and important. I hear about it more and more in the news and the media. I'm sure you're hearing about it more and more with the
From
need.
time to time, yeah.
So we have Myles McNamara, owner of Comfort Keepers In-Home Care. Why don't you explain why you got in the industry? We'll start with that, and then we'll touch on what Comfort Keepers does, what you can do to help families and their aging parents or grandparents, and then we'll talk about dementia, Alzheimer's, and how to have those tough conversations.
Well, I mean, there was real no rhyme or reason or smooth segue that got me into this industry. I was in the entertainment industry for years, and I've always wanted my own business. And like a lot of people that we'll talk about later, had no idea that the home care industry existed. And I actually went to a family reunion back in Wisconsin and met a lot of family I never knew existed. But one of my uncles was involved in home care, and I'm like,
what is that? Yeah.
So he explained it to me, and so once I started doing my due diligence and researching, as far as a business that I knew had a growth potential, very rewarding in what you do for seniors and their families and the whole family dynamic, it was really a no-brainer. It was like it was a decision that I made in a heartbeat to start Comfort Keepers and Home Care. Now, Comfort Keepers is a franchise, so I mean, I bought the Santa Clarita area and San Fernando Valley area, which was nice because I didn't know from my elbow about home care.
Right, that's good that you had some direction
Yes.
from somebody who's been doing it.
Right, so the franchise system really embodies the new owners, and both on education and what have you. I mean, I'd run businesses before, but not a home care business. So
now I think that's valuable that you did that. I know, being part of Real Estate Radio Network, I didn't know how to do a radio show, and a lot of you say you still don't. But it did give us a lot
we'll
of.
insult you, Don. You don't have to do it. Come on now.
Thank you
Leave
very
that
much,
to us.
Myles. And now we'll be talking with Dennis now.
But yeah, so again, people don't know what they don't know. So when they're struggling with an aging loved one or maybe a spouse or what have you, they think they have to do it alone. But we can get more into that later. But the reason that Comfort Keepers really struck a chord with me was that I lived at home with my mother, obviously growing up, and we had my grandmother living with us who had Alzheimer's, and watching what it did to my mom, who is now thrown into that role of a family caregiver. And how it affected our lives and how it affected my grandma's life, and to the point where we eventually, which broke my mom's heart, had to place her into a skilled nursing facility.
Mm-hmm.
But if we knew something about home care back then, we may have been able to keep her in the home a little bit longer, because my mom.
So
had
this
to
hit a
work.
real chord with you.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's different when it affects you and your family, because then it hits home. It's not just like a business. This is actually personal with you.
Right. Right, and how many times have you heard an adult child's promise, which, and I would be careful about this, but Mom, I'll never put you in a home
until you're there. You don't know.
You
What
don't
if you can't?
You don't know what their needs are going to be.
Right,
down
right.
the
If
road.
you can't handle their needs, you almost feel you don't have a choice.
Exactly.
So we can talk about some of those choices here today, right?
Absolutely.
Because I think that's important, because I mean, it is your family, it's your parents, your grandparents. I mean, you don't get much closer than that. And not having the answers, or not knowing how to handle such a difficult, I can't imagine anything much more difficult than having this conversation with your parents, or having to make that decision of how to handle their needs when you can't potentially handle those needs, right?
Well, and the thing is you have to have a plan. I mean, I don't mean this to sound glib, but ain't none of us getting out of this alive. So at some point, even our own health is going to start to fail. But when you're looking at aging loved ones and your parents, you need to have that conversation while everybody's calm and lucid, and you're just talking about what's going to happen down the line, and what. When you start that conversation with your parents, we've all heard of the golden rule. But have you heard of the platinum rule?
No.
See, the golden rule is treat others as though you want to be treated yourself.
Right.
Well, how do you know Dad wants to be treated like you want to be treated?
I agree with that.
So you
statement.
have the platinum rule.
I never knew what it was called.
Yeah. So the platinum rule is treat others as they would like to be treated.
That makes sense.
Because maybe they don't want to be treated like I want to be treated. So
That's right.
You need to have that conversation. You need to have a plan when it isn't in crisis mode. When you have to make a decision on a dime, and you have no idea what Mom wanted, because now maybe Mom's not able to speak because she had a stroke, or she's in the hospital for whatever reason, and now you're burdened with making life-changing decisions, and you haven't had that conversation with your parents. So you need to have that conversation early.
All right, so we're about to go to break, and I know you want to hear more from Myles McNamara with Comfort Keepers In-Home Care about how to handle those conversations with your parents, because a lot of you, sticking your head in the sand or just sending your parents off to an assisted living might not be the answer, might not be the way you want to go, but you didn't know what your options are. So we're going to talk to Myles about what your options are for your parents and how to have those conversations, determine what is the best options for you and your parents. When we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show with Don Gettley and Dennis Kotzman today, we'll be right back.